What's going on, champs and champets? It's FireMonkey here, and in today's YouTube video, I want to go ahead and talk about Fortnitemares 2025 and the pricing of some of these cosmetics, because, oh man, we haven't even gotten all of the collaborations so far, and the price is already in the multiple hundreds of dollars. So without further ado, this information comes from one of the people who help out over on my Twitter account, which is pretty nice. You know, it makes it a little bit lazier of a job for me, but we have some information regarding Fortnitemares 2025. So far, if you bought every new IP bundle that has released so far this Fortnitemares, not including previous Fortnitemares or anything else, you know, including old cosmetics returning or Fortnite original outfits, you would have spent around $139.98 or 19,400 V-Bucks, not including if you're gifting cosmetics to other people and not including cosmetics that aren't included in the bundled version of some of the things here and there. If you were also to include the price of all of the kicks, boosts, trails, and all that stuff that actually ended up releasing as well, you know, stuff that wasn't actually in a bundle, then it would be more around 22,100 V-Bucks or, you know, $159.46 for absolutely every collaboration bundle or cosmetic that has released so far with this Fortnitemares season. And that doesn't even include the upcoming Fortnitemares collaborations that we're unaware of. We have 4 publicly known and 1 leaked collaboration coming soon, and so far the prices were all the things that we've already gotten. For example, is the Doja Cat bundle, which is 3,200 V-Bucks. We got ourselves the Ghostface bundle for 2,000 V-Bucks, which is only 500 more than just buying the Ghostface skin individually anyways. We got ourselves the Shaggy and Scooby bundle for 3,400 V-Bucks. The Mystery Machine bundle for 2,000 V-Bucks plus 400 V-Bucks if you're getting the boost, and then plus another 300 V-Bucks for the trail. And then of course there's some free rewards you can get over in Rocket League, so I guess, you know, there's still some freebies you can get here and there. If you got the Grabber bundle, that was an additional 2,500 V-Bucks, which was the exact same price as the Jason bundle of 2,500 V-Bucks as well. And then we had the Mystery Inc bundle for 3,800 V-Bucks, which included the rest of the characters like Fred, Daphne, etc. That was actually 3,800 V-Bucks for that bundle, and then of course 1,000 extra V-Bucks if you bought the Scooby Slippies, and then an additional 1,000 V-Bucks if you got the Puma X LaMelo Ball MB04 Scooby-Doo shoes as well. So we had 2 collaboration shoes that on their own, right, if you bought both of the collab shoes and nothing else, it would have been the exact same price as buying the entire Ghostface bundle, which I think is a wild thing to kind of just mention here in this video. And then of course the upcoming collaborations like Repo and Wednesday and the Hirsch and Huggy Wuggy and all that type of stuff, including the Alien collaboration with a new Xenomorph from Alien Earth, I do believe, if we remember the string name properly. The price is going to basically be in the 200s, maybe even more, for absolutely everything added in Fortnitemares 2025 that is just a collaboration. That doesn't include the Fortnite original outfits we currently have that got added this update, such as that new High Stakes Club bundle, such as the Anima skin, I do believe that was added this update at least, the Meg skin, the Max Speed skin, then again that one is also kind of just a crew pack one, but I'm not for sure if you would actually include that in pricing. Oh yeah, and we have Art the Clown coming soon. That hasn't even released in the item shop yet. I completely forgot about that. We have the Dark Maw, the Final Pill, Spice, the Mothman, Lady Marigold, we have ourselves Queen Fursiphone. We have a lot of skins added this update for Fortnitemares that isn't just related to collaborations, and just by buying all of the collaborations alone, you're already looking at spending around $200, and it makes me wonder, who has the money for this? Like, you know, if you've got the money for this, you got the bread, you're buying all these collabs, good on you, you know. Hit me up with the tutorial. Let me know how you're making your money so I can make that too. But it's just like, man, I get, you know, Fortnite collaborations aren't always the cheapest thing. They're always been in the, like, expensive category or whatever else. But you really just kind of, like, add up the prices of the things that have released and not even the ones that are still coming out. And you just kind of think, how are people affording to buy every single collaboration in the game? And then you think about stuff like the early cosmetic program, and it's like, man, people who get these cosmetics for free and early by Epic Games, they're like super lucky because they're saving literal hundreds of dollars on the most sought after parts of Fortnitemares. Sure, they're not getting the Fortnitemares original skins like Spice, the Final Pill, the Dark Maul, any of that type of stuff, but they are getting the most appealing part of these collaborations being the actual collaborations in Fortnitemares. for free and saving hundreds of dollars. And I can't help but feel jealous, right? You know, as someone who has never been in the early cosmetic program, I can't help but just sit here and be like, man, you know how much money it would be to just saved if you actually were in that program? You wouldn't have to worry about buying a collaboration you're a fan of because Epic Games will just give you it for free and stuff. Meanwhile, the average player, if they want to get all of their favorite characters, you know, all the different licenses they enjoy over in Fortnite, especially with the whole aspect of FOMO and not knowing if their favorite characters are going to come back anytime soon or not, they would have to fish out hundreds of dollars because, let's face it here, regardless of these releasing in Fortnitemares and regardless of them now being in Fortnite's ecosystem and potentially being able to return anytime, there is still that thought in the back of a lot of people's mind where if I don't buy this now, what if it doesn't return for a while, right? You know, what if it's something where they pull like an Evil Dead situation or something like that and just don't release it in the item shop for like 2 years or something. They update the actual image or whatever, but don't bring it back. You know, it's like, oh, maybe I would be better off with money over then, you know, in the future being able to buy it more comfortably. But what if it just doesn't want to return? What if they have issues with the licensing or whatever else? And, you know, they just tell us, or they don't even tell us, but they're just like, hey, this isn't coming back to the game anytime soon. It's like, boom, your favorite collaboration that you wanted might just be locked in the void. It could be another Travis Scott in the future or Major Lazer or whatever else. Who really knows? But it is one of the concerns I feel like happens when it comes to this type of stuff. And on one hand, I'm super excited to see stuff like Ghostface, you know, Jason, Wednesday, all these cool collaborations coming to the season at the same time. But on the other hand, I'm like, man, these all came into the same season. What are they going to do for Fortnitemares next year, first off? And second off, what am I going to do about my wallet? I'm already trying to, you know, buy some stuff like, you know, new PC parts and stuff here and there. And you're telling me that the game's going to start dropping all these collaborations in it and stuff, you know, like Repo. I want to get the Repo bot in the game. I want the semi bot because it's the Repo semi bot. But man, that is so much money to just be dropping on this game. And it's not like you can go like finance it on Klarna. I don't believe you can finance V-Bucks or anything, but it's one of those things where it's just like you really kind of step back and you think about how much money you might be spending on Fortnite for all of these different collaborations, and you're like, man, is this the best use of my money? And also, it gets so confusing over what is more worth it than others. Because, you know, certain things, like, for example, I bought the Shaggy and Scooby bundle, but I am not buying the Mystery Gang bundle. You know, they're like 3,200 V-Buck bundle. Maybe I'll buy one of the emotes in that bundle or something. But you look at the price of that bundle, and it's like, sure, you're getting a lot of stuff. You're getting, like, 3 skins. You're getting yourselves some emotes. You're getting yourself pickaxes, backblings, all that type of stuff. But it's like, I got Shaggy and Scooby. I don't need the rest. I'm chilling, all right? You know, I do not need the others. I can control my spending. I got the most important parts to me, and I gotta kind of just live with that, you know? I gotta kind of just live with having Shaggy and Scooby in my item shop and nothing else, just to make sure that, you know, I'm able to get the collaborations I care the most about while saving a little bit of money. But also at the exact same time, there's situations where some of these bundles that they're making aren't really going to have a discount at all or aren't even included in a bundle. Because we have like the Anima bundle, and I thought about buying that one recently because it actually looked pretty nice. You know, the skin has a little like green effect on it, and it has like the skeleton arm on the left or whatever else. I hope it's still in the item shop. Probably not now that I'm talking about it though. And it's like, it has a pretty good discount, but a lot of the bundles they've been adding recently are related to kick bundles. And whenever they decide to put some kicks in a bundle with like a skin or something, you're getting like a 200 V-Buck discount, maybe 300 V-Bucks, but you are not saving that much money buying kicks. You're maybe saving like $1.50 or something. And then you have skins that are highly sought after, like that Spice skin. I've seen a lot of people being excited about it, especially since, you know, there was the whole Twitch drop, so you would be able to get a discount on a bundle. And guess what they didn't do this update? They didn't put a bundle with that cosmetic at all. So if you want to buy the skin and you did the Twitch drops, congratulations, you're still paying the full skin price. And if you're someone who didn't do the Twitch drops, congratulations, you're buying the skin, the backbling, and the pickaxe potentially all individually for their full price without getting a discount. Maybe, you know, like a year from now they'll add a discount or something like that. But it is just interesting to see how they've been pricing things recently and how kind of bloated the Fortnite item shop ecosystem has gotten. And I feel like it's only only going to get worse, completely honestly, once we start getting companions in the game, because apparently you'll be able to name your companions, customize them, all this type of stuff, and I'm scared that it's like you'll be able to buy the base version of a companion, and then you'll be able to buy decorations for the companion or something, like, you know, maybe a different little, like, collar or something like that, so that you're able to customize it in more unique ways. Hopefully the customization is just normal edit styles like we're already used to, but man, this game just finds more ways to steal money from people, I swear, and I'm scared, especially if they start putting some more collaborations. Like, let me be honest here, I don't want to spend that much money on Fortnite anymore, you know, it's like, I want to kind of just save up money more often, but if they were to do something like put Yakuza in this game, like, I know there's the rumors and stuff before, you guys have heard me get excited about that like 100 times just to find out they're all fake over and over and over again, but if they were to do something like Yakuza or Persona, or honestly any of the media that I'm a big fan of, I would have to dish out all the money for all the cosmetics, you know, and that's one of the things that makes me scared. I'm a little happy that I haven't seen like a single horror film. Like, I've never seen Halloween, never seen any of the Jason movies, never seen Scream, never seen any of that type of stuff. Maybe I should watch it, let me know in the comments down below. So stuff like the characters are something that's more just, oh hey, that's an iconic character that I want to have in the game because I think they're cool, and not so much, oh, I'm a big fan of this franchise like I am with Yakuza, and I need absolutely everything. Like with Scooby-Doo, you know, I grew up with Scooby-Doo and all that stuff, but I still didn't really care about having every character. I wasn't that big of a Scooby-Doo nerd. Meanwhile, you know, certain people out there probably did want to get every single Scooby-Doo character, and then you probably got Mr. Moneybags somewhere out here gifting everyone cosmetics, and it's just like, man, maybe I'm in the wrong line of business. Maybe I gotta go find a way to make more money or something. Anyways, if you guys want to know the best way to earn cheap V-Bucks, go buy my course over on, I'm kidding, I'm not selling any courses. Never buy a course, guys. I don't even know what I'm yapping about anymore, but I just kind of wanted to talk about Fortnitemares 2025 and the pricing of all these cosmetics, since, you know, it was posted on my Twitter account by some of the people who help with the account. Thank you, Alex. And it kind of just makes my life easier, right? You know, it gives me an easy topic to yap about with you guys, get a little discussion going without me having to think 10 hours into what should I make today's video on. Until next time, however, peace out.